Hi everybody, welcome back to another episode of AfricanBlogsSay. You're watching MinaTV. Hi guys.
Hello.
I missed you guys.
I missed you guys
It's
too.
nice to see you guys.
Week?
It was amazing. We are getting so much good reviews,
right?
And comments and stuff like that. We want to say thank you guys for watching AfricanBlogsSay, and also for the comments.
Keep them coming.
Keep them coming.
I love how we all have on like red and black.
Yeah,
I know, that's really
right.
And we never plan it. Like we never talk to each other before coming in. And
yes, definitely.
It's like we just keep getting more in sync and sync.
Chemistry,
biology. It's like a family thing here.
Yeah. So we're gonna go in today, guys.
Yeah,
the blogs are talking.
And
when the blogs are talking, we are gonna be talking.
Yes.
Okay. So our friend Bobrisky.
Your best friend.
Your
in
friend.
your head.
I mean,
No, our friend. I like him.
our friend.
He's fabulous here.
Our
He
friend,
is our
Bobrisky,
friend,
call
yes.
us. Call us. Okay,
But he's
we're
Charlie's
friends.
best friend in his head, you know?
So guess what guess what he's doing right now?
What's he doing again?
He's hide everybody because Bobrisky is taking over Nollywood.
Oh my God, don't tell me he's gonna be in a movie.
What?
He is going to.
Oh shit, buddy.
Oh shit.
He
He say like, oh shit. Body.
Bobrisky is gonna be on your screen, okay?
Wow.
Because he is good.
Finally on the real screen.
On the real screen. Well, I've been following Bobrisky, and he's always saying, I have a good news coming up. I have a big news coming up. So watch out, watch out, watch out. And I think this is what he was referring to. The Nigerian male Barbie doll. Bobrisky has finally reviewed that he has a deal.
Barbie doll?
Yeah, the male Barbie doll.
One shoulder top.
Oh God! So right now he was on set of his new movie. He's gonna be playing one of the main actors.
So he plays a girl?
No, he plays a guy actually.
Really?
Dressed like that.
Yeah, he plays a guy.
A guy
yeah.
with a wig on and.
So it's gonna be a guy.
No, he's
I
gonna,
guess-
he's gonna look like that.
Yeah, I
and
think
play
we-
a man.
I think we all
like
are.
he's doing right now. I'm confused.
Oh, I am. That's
What we're gonna do is we're gonna wait
No, but
until the
that's
movie
good.
comes out to see exactly what role he's gonna be playing.
You know who Bobrisky reminds me of?
who?
Bobrisky reminds me of Kim Kardashian.
Okay.
Because you want to hate him,
But
whether
can,
you like it or
right?
not, you're gonna love him.
Yes.
Like, because whether you like it or not, he comes out on top every time,
Yeah.
and he stays relevant. He always has something to have us talking.
Yes.
And I mean, I don't see him going away anytime soon.
And
Right.
honestly,
It's like him. We just have to get used to him,
Because
accept
getting into
him.
Nollywood is a big deal.
That is a very
Yeah.
big deal. It's
Big
very
deal.
hard.
He's gonna get a lot of
I'm
roles
really,
now.
really excited for
And I'm
this
not
movie.
even gonna lie, like he looks great
He
here.
looks great.
Like he looks like a girl here. He looks better than some girls here.
But does that
you
thing
know?
have filters as usual?
Oh,
Listen, I
everything
don't
has
know,
filters.
but I mean, I'm only speaking off about the picture, and
The
I mean,
hair is fabulous. Shoulder giving us
he
like,
looks great.
So
looks
for
great.
real, like he's playing the role of a guy in this movie.
I think he's playing the role of
Right,
a
playing
role of a
himself.
guy.
But you
and
see,
he's
that's-
gonna be the little brother of that girl.
Wow.
Yeah.
But you see, that's the
I
thing
wonder
with
the
him.
hairstyle he's gonna keep as a guy in the movie. Like,
But,
what's it gonna be
but you
like?
see, that's what's gonna sell the movies. That I bet you this movie's gonna do so well because
Yeah.
everyone
Right.
is gonna rush to go and see it because they want to know how he's gonna act. Is he a good actor or a good actress? Is he playing a boy or a girl? Is he dressing like that? Everyone wants to
Exactly.
know. So
I think it's a great move for him. I remember when Kim Kardashian, Tyler Perry casted Kim Kardashian on one of his movies.
but she
Yes.
didn't act so well in it
No,
though.
but she did what she had to do in the movie
Which
because
is to show up,
a lot of
yeah.
a lot of
That's
people,
all you had to do.
a lot of, you guys have to remember when she was doing that movie, she was going through so much. Like she ended her marriage with
To
that
Chris Humphries,
Chris.
yeah.
But she did what she had to do. So I'm really excited about this move for Bobrisky, and he might surprise you guys with some good, fine acting.
Yeah, that's why I'm
You never
saying
know.
that. It's, yeah,
You never know.
yeah.
So
But
those are-
Bobrisky, we love
Look forward
you.
to that.
We talk about you all the time,
I
so
know,
we're not
it's
going to
true.
waste any more time. Let's get into the next topic.
I wonder how much
What's
he's
going
getting
on?
paid.
I
Call
know,
us.
He's getting that naira. That's
Call
money.
us. All right. So what else are the blocks saying?
Well, talking about somebody doing outrageous stuff, we're going to talk about Apostle John Suleman.
Oh my God! Don't tell me another pastor raping little
Suleman.
boys.
No, what happened? Oh, Suleman.
Oh, why it gotta be that?
Because the pastors, they always raping little boys every time you hear
Not my
about them in the
pastor.
story.
Praise the Lord.
I mean, you told us about some of the pastors who, do that.
A lot of this pastor is involved in a sex scandal as well, but I'll talk about that in a second. But this guy He paid the bail bonds of 7 prisoners in Nigeria. And so people were like, okay. And so people started investigating who are the people he paid the bonds of. Let me tell you. Homeboy did not, I don't know what he did. He went into the jail and said, I'll just pay 7, just choose your 7. He paid the bail bonds of like, I think 4 of them were thieves, but no, 4 were rapists.
But did he know?
Well, I don't know. So one raped a baby. She was 3, a pedophile.
What?
The other one raped a 16-year-old girl, and the other one raped grown women. But it was just like, what?
So your problem is why would he do?
Why would he do that? There are so many. No. 7. 3
7 of them all rapists.
No. 4 were rapists out of the 7, and then 3 were just, I think, petty theft. But like. The 4 is kind of a little, and then when people confronted him, he said, "Well, everything is forgiven in the Lord."
But
now,
can I say something? Like stories like this, like I'm really torn, right? Because
I'm not torn.
Let me tell you why. Because as Christians, the main goal for Christians is to be like,
I love you.
Hold on, you see, this is what you're about to do again. I didn't land what I'm about to say.
I know. I'm just giving you a hint.
No, don't give me nothing.
Okay.
Let me finish with my point, and then
point.
if you can disagree, you do that.
I didn't
Please.
disagree with you. I just said don't crucify yourself on you. That's all I
I'm
said.
not gonna crucify my.
Land.
I'm telling you my opinion.
Okay, go ahead with
Let
your
me go.
opinion.
Let me go. So, as Christians, what our goal is to be like Christ, right? So, Christians, be like Christ. What would Jesus do in these situations? In this situation like this? In the past, what have we seen and learned from the Bible? That God will forgive a prostitute, right? And give a prostitute a second chance. We'll give a rape. Hold on. We'll give a rapist a second chance.
It's not his place, though.
But I understand he's doing God's work. What will God do?
It's not his place. There are so many other people who actually were deserving. Like, as we know in Africa.
Yeah,
like,
but God did not come to save those people. God did not come to save the good.
Well,
the good.
let me
God
tell you
came,
about this apostle that you're defending.
Okay.
Now, in addition to doing this, which is already a little like side eye, he also had an outrageous affair with a Canadian stripper in 2013.
I understand that. Listen, I'm
This
not defending.
guy is a hedonistic fool.
I'm not defending.
Hey, how do you know that?
I'm not defending. I'm not.
Is it
I understand
allegedly?
what you're
It's
saying.
not allegedly, actually.
Ivy, I understand what you're
Canadian girl?
saying.
Yeah, it's Canadian.
That like logically, like why would somebody do something like that? But as Christians, this is what God wants us to do. If you read the Bible, it's to give second chances and to.
It's not your place to give a chance to a pedophile.
This is
Oh, really?
this
No,
it
is
doesn't
a
matter, though,
perfect
but-
It does matter.
example. This is a perfect example of when people have platforms or when people are put in certain positions and they don't use them well.
Thank you.
They don't use them well at all. This guy, it's a great thing to go into jail and bail people out.
Yeah.
But let's just say that he didn't even know they were rapists. And he just went in and said, pick the 7. No, before as a man, forget as a man of God, as a public figure, everything you have to do has to be calculated. You have to think before you make certain moves. You can't just walk into a jail and be, I'm going to do a good move, I'm going to do a good deed today, and I'm just going to bail out 7 people. No, you have to do your research and find out who are the 7 people. Do they deserve it? What did they do? What crime did they commit? And then even if he decided to bail out rapists, okay, bring them into your church, counsel them. Like, people don't think. And I think
we
this
don't know
is
if he did all
No,
that
but the
after
thing
bailing them.
is, he just
You don't
literally.
know?
What he did, he just bailed them.
And left them to go into the
and
world.
He left them to go into the world
and you know
seek
what?
God's help.
I'm just gonna use my opinion because I'm sick of these pastors always being involved in sex scandals.
Exactly.
Why is it that a pastor is always has a church member pregnant, cheated on his wife,
With a stripper.
raping a little boy? Like,
Oh, the
and I
Canadian girl is a
believe
stripper.
that
The Canadian one is a stripper.
Maybe
that
she
he knew
whines
they were
well.
rapists and he purposely bailed out rapists because he's a rapist. That's my opinion.
would it
I don't know much about it, but that's what I'm gonna go with because I'm really, I grew up in the church and I'm sorry. I know pastors are human, but when you're a pastor, come on, you gotta do better.
And that's
I
the
know
thing.
we're all not perfect.
Exactly.
Nobody's like God, but as a pastor, you gotta
to do
calculate
better,
your
because
moves,
the thing is
man.
also, like, as we've known
It's
in religion
ridiculous.
in Africa, especially West Africa, I don't know about East, I just know that we really do look up to these pastors.
Yes.
We really do. Like people,
Yes.
they have a
We do.
following of hundreds of thousands of people.
You have people
He's a wicked- he's a
have
wiki page.
you have people that will quit their jobs, leave their husbands,
Exactly.
denounce their kids because a pastor said so. I'm not
Exactly.
saying that it's right,
No, but
but
it
this is how
happens.
much power they have.
And so this
you
guy goes
have to
into
think before you make
a
moves.
jail and bails out a pedophile and all these rapists. It's kind of like, let's be honest, it's kind of like taking us back to the Dark Ages. Where are we in Nigeria that a pastor just roll into a jail and you can bail out a rapist? This guy's a pedophile. He should have never even had bail. He shouldn't be in jail.
pedophile.
You're a pedophile.
Yes.
Can
Pedophile.
I make my point
Yes.
now?
Please make your point.
We know that a lot of pastors have a lot of scandal stories, but not all of them are true. Some of them could come as attack, to bring them down. I don't know about him. I don't know about the rape story. I don't know about the specific people he went to bring out of jail, but I know that you don't have to give salvation to certain kind of people.
Yes, thank
Yes.
you. Thank you
Because
so much.
you're being God then. You're playing
Yes.
God. You're saying
Exactly.
your
That's
sin
what
is
I'm
worse.
saying. No, that's
Stay
not what
here.
you're saying.
No, that's not what you're saying. I can't say, oh, you did bad. I can't bail you out. What did you do? Oh, you stole a coin.
So how do you
Thank
feel?
you.
Okay,
No,
so
no,
but
no,
like-
no,
so
no.
he bailed them
You
out. So
shouldn't
how
judge
did
that.
okay. So he
You
bailed
shouldn't
them out,
judge
and then
that.
the rapists are going to see him on the street. How do you guys feel about that?
My question to you is,
How do you feel
would you,
about that?
would you
That's
feel,
okay.
would you feel
if
any
I'm a
better?
man of God and I have a clean sheet and I go to the prison and maybe I'm directed by the Spirit to get people out, I'm not going to ask what they did or how long.
Okay,
I
so
have
can
a
I
question
say
to
something?
Ivy. I have a
Because
question
even
to
Jesus
Ivy.
Let's
Christ,
try
like
to
you
ask
said
this
in the
question.
Bible, Jesus Christ, when he wants to give salvation, he didn't
He
come
didn't
for the
measure the
people.
sins.
He didn't
That's
come
my
for the
question
good
to you.
people.
So would you
he
have
came
felt-
for the bad people, and there was a prostitute that came to his feet, and what she did,
I
she
just
cleaned
feel
his
like
feet,
if I was in
and
the
he
place
said,
of
"Go,
the
your sins are
stripper,
forgiven."
the
Everybody
rapist.
was mad. They were like,
Prostitution
"Why would
and
you do that?"
pedophilers,
Ivy.
you can't
So
even
different.
compare
Ivy.
prostitutes and
Ivy.
pedophilers.
Ivy, let
Some
me say-
prostitutes to take care of their kids, to take care,
can't
to
believe-
pay their college fees.
She's right.
Pedophiles,
Pedophiles affect a whole generation.
So you
pedophiles,
saying we have
a
different
child.
types of sin?
I
like,
have-
There
I
are
have a
different
thought
types of
about what
sin.
I'm
Like, we
hearing.
have
Ivy,
different
let me ask you
types of-
something.
I
Would you
don't
have felt
understand.
any better if he went out and bailed somebody who stole, let me say, $50 or a prostitute? Would you have felt any better about
Yeah.
it? But that's not
not the
Christian.
case.
That's
That's
not
not
a
Christian.
Christian way. That's not. You're not supposed to measure sin. A
Sin.
sin is a sin.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you go
I
out
would
and
have
you
felt better. I would have felt better if he went in there and at least all 7 people, there were different crimes. There was 1 rapist, 1 thief, 1 murderer, 1. But how
salvation
ironic
doesn't happen
that
like
out
that.
of
Salvation
7,
doesn't
4
come
were
in.
rapists,
Salvation
including
doesn't come in and
pedophiles.
survey people.
you
It
guys-
doesn't
Don't
happen
you
like that.
think though
It
that as a
doesn't.
guy, like as he was saying, he's a public figure. He is not only representing the church, he's the churches in
But
Nigeria
there
are so
are ways to look at
powerful.
things, though. There are ways to look at things. Like when you
bailed
look
out a pedophile,
when you look at a
dude, come
situation
on.
like
You
this.
know what?
When you look at a situation like
Can
this.
you imagine being one of the rape victims?
When you look
and
at
you
it-
see him on the street, you're like,
when
wait,
you
I thought
look at
this guy
a
was in
situation
jail.
like this, the rapist will come out and like the testimony of it. Listen, I used to be a rapist. I used to be this, and God sent
The
God
only
sent
person
an
who can forgive the rapist is the people that he was the.
It's not even. It's, listen,
Yeah,
it's
that's
not
not the
about that.
only
It's
person.
about
You know
salvation.
what?
It's
You know
about
what?
salvation.
You
It
know
comes
what?
for everybody. You don't
We're
pick and
gonna
choose.
agree to disagree here. Where Charlie and T Money, you guys think this guy did the right thing. He did an amazing thing. He's a man
I
of God.
don't put words in my mouth. I
I
didn't
mean,
say
that's
that.
what you're saying.
No,
You're
I
saying
didn't
that
say
he
that.
saved
I didn't
people.
I
say
didn't
he
say
did
that.
it right.
I
I said a
understand.
pastor.
Let's take this man out of the equation because a lot of Christians like to judge pastors because the pastor, you like girls or whatever, rape, and not focus on the work of God. There's the presence of God and then there's the man of God. You have to sometimes separate the two. You have to look at what the man is, the pastor is doing for God, and that's how Christians we're supposed to look at things. When somebody goes into jail and bail people out to give them second chances, that's what Christianity is about. Give people second chances so they can win more souls for Christ. I would rather have somebody that have lived that life as a rapist, did all of that, and then now is a changed person. I would rather listen to that because you're a changed person. You came out of all of that and now you're a changed person. That person will probably win more souls for Christ than somebody that is living a righteous life. So we have to look at things in 2 different light.
I think rapists should stay in jail.
Because listen, guys, if you're judging it based on that,
As I'm judging it
if you're
based on-
judging it based on Christianity, Bible, what, we have people in the Bible who also converted. Like Paul, Saul, the same person, was a murderer. He did a lot of things.
Yes.
And when he changed, he won more souls than the
For
one he
Christ.
had lost. You get my point. So sometimes it's not right to rate the same.
Charlie,
I don't think it's
yeah,
right
but
to rate
Charlie,
the same.
but
I don't
Charlie,
think
I
so.
want to say something because I feel like you're contradicting yourself.
Okay.
Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm not understanding you clearly. Because I remember before when we spoke about R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, you said people are not differentiating between the two. R. Kelly's a rapist. Bill Cosby did it. But now you're saying that what, because he's a pastor, we should differentiate between the two?
No, that's not what I'm saying. That conversation is way different from what we are talking
No,
about.
it's
That conversation
not.
was
No,
about
it's not.
whether R. Kelly did it or not. We're not.
Yeah, but you said that people
But
look at
I'm
him
not-
that because he's R. Kelly.
No, but I'm
people
not
don't
arguing
wanna,
whether the rapist did it or not. That's not what I'm
No,
arguing
that's
about.
but we're talking about the pastor. I'm not
We're
talking
talking
about the
about
racist.
salvation.
But we are talking about the pastor bailing those people out.
Right.
If this pastor went and bailed, if R. Kelly was in prison right now.
But this same pastor had relations with the
Thank
stripper.
you. Like, this
so
guy-
like you have to put all of
You
these
have to put
things in.
all
You
of
have
the
to think about
context.
the character of this pastor. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it's not. Listen, this pastor.
He's saying it's not about the character.
It's
God
not.
can call.
I'm saying what he did. He did a good thing by going out there and bailing these people out, right? To give them a second chance. Because as Christians, we would like to have second chances,
I
right?
think he did
God
a
came to
reckless
But
save
the
us.
point that I'm making is you saying that Christians judge
Man of God.
for example, you're saying that right now I'm judging that man of God, that I'm not separating the pastor and the man and the work of God. And I'm saying that you're the same person that in other instances have said that we should not separate Bill Cosby, the actor, from Bill Cosby, the man, that we should judge it as one. So shouldn't we judge him as one? And if we're gonna judge him as one, this guy had sexual relations with a stripper. Like, you have to think of the characteristics of this person. You have to think of the past of this person. All of these things play a factor in the
So what
decisions
you're
that he
saying,
makes.
because of the pastor's past, he has no right to bail people
I'm
out?
not saying that he has no right to build
Yeah,
people up.
yeah,
but I'm
but
saying
I get
that.
it. But God
I'm saying
knows it.
that.
God
Can I
knew-
finish my
yes.
thought? I'm saying that because of his past characteristics and his sexual past, that played a factor in who he decided to bail out of jail. That's all that I'm
But
saying.
if I'm
I
in
agree
jail,
with
if I'm in jail right now, right, and this man comes in and try to bail me out and give me a second chance, right, because he's trying to follow what God is telling him to do, I'm not in a position to judge him. God uses everybody. God can use anybody to save anybody.
God
So
uses
I'm not
anybody,
gonna,
that's
I'm not gonna be like,
very right.
oh, you can't bail me because you a
course.
rapist. God can use anybody.
course.
So that's
And
what I'm
the-
saying.
those
But don't you
people
guys feel
can
some
get-
sort of way, some sort of responsibility towards the rape victims, the people who have been
In the real-
Yes,
affected
it
by?
sucks.
Why are
And
these
and-
people-
and- sucks?
and
No,
and
it doesn't
Ivy,
suck.
and Ivy,
It's
do you know
terrible.
what's funny? Do you know, like, some of these people, it shows that most, like, research shows this, most people that have been to jail or have been arrested for sexual crimes, when they come out, they do it again and again
Yeah.
and again and again.
Especially
So sometimes
pedophilia.
kill it.
No,
Google it.
it's actually
Google
true.
it.
See it.
No,
Google
let
it,
me tell
Charlie.
you.
Google it,
I want to
Charlie.
see it.
And
That
that's
is right.
even more reason why, as a
Especially-
public figure,
But what I
you
need to
should think
understand in the
twice
first
about the type
place-
of people that you bail out of
Especially
jail.
In the reality-
pedophiles.
in the
There's
reality
something
of
wrong
this
with them. He
case.
raped a 3-year-old child and you bailed him out. Who are you?
You're
Who
a
are you?
monster.
You're a monster.
He is just as much of a monster as the
Thank you.
rapist.
Thank you.
So there's this series out there. There's a movie actually where a rapist, right, was telling the
A
past.
movie?
Hold on.
Based on real
it's
life?
based on
Okay.
true story. Whether it wasn't based on true, we can learn from different things. The point is, the rapist was telling the pastor that I will never ever forgive what this man did to me. You know what the pastor said? And you call yourself a Christian? Because that's what Christians do. We're supposed to forgive. You know, there's the power of forgiveness.
So, okay, let's say
but
that
a lot of people
forgive.
mistake forgiveness and forgetting. You
No,
know, a lot of
nobody's
people
saying you
mistake the
should
two.
forget.
Sometimes,
It's different.
sometimes people mistake that. Like, there are a lot of people that have done me wrong, and I've forgiven them. But maybe sometimes I'm talking, I'll be like, yo, I'll never forget, blah, 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 I'll never forgive. But yeah, you forgive, but you'll never forget. God forbid, none of us
forgiveness
here
is
have
not
been
even
raped
for the
before. And thank
person.
God,
It's
none of
for
us will
yourself,
ever get
so you
raped.
could be able to move on.
None of us will ever. Just like
I'm
you were
thinking
here
of-
saying that the other day, like a couple of days ago, you were talking about how you were upset about someone taking $20 out of your account.
Okay.
Maybe you've forgiven,
Yeah.
but you'll never forget that experience. You get what I mean?
No,
but
that's
that does not
nothing
mean that
to do
you
with what I
can't
was saying,
give
though.
That is a different case. But even the reality of this is, why are these people up for bail in the first place?
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm trying to
just what
say.
I
Like,
wanna know.
in
That's the
Nigeria,
reality. Why are they up for bail? Are they not supposed
So-
to be serving a jail time or something?
in
for their crime?
Nigeria, so rape is looked at so lightly that you can just could be bailed out.
Yeah, that's
like
why
if you have enough money, a pastor
That's why
can
a pastor
come
will
and
go
bail
into the
you
jail
out.
and-
If you have
yeah.
enough money, somebody rich can pay. Like it's kind of like it shows that in Nigeria, these people who are victims of rape, people who are victims of sexual
Maybe the
assault
legal
are
system is not good enough. The legal system is because I don't
they're
see why
not
these people should
valued.
be up for bail in the first
They're
place.
not
That's
valued.
something I'm
That's
trying to
what
understand.
it shows. It shows
I
that they
agree.
don't value rape victims. They don't care about them. They allow any rich person to
But
come
one
in
thing,
and bail
the-
somebody.
the story
Listen,
about the
it's-
stripper from Canada, was it a confirmed story with the
But
evidence?
listen, you know what?
She's
Right
sued
now,
his ass.
we're gonna agree to disagree.
Yeah, but let me say
we're
this
gonna
before
agree.
we
No,
move
no, no,
on.
no, Charlie, we're done with this. We're gonna agree to disagree that you and T Money think he did the work of God, that he's an amazing pastor. The two of us are gonna
said
agree
he's an amazing
that
pastor?
the
Why are
two
you
of
saying
us,
that?
the
No,
two
no,
of
no,
us,
don't
because
say
you
that.
guys are saying he's
No,
doing
listen,
the work
you're
of
putting
God.
words in my mouth.
You're putting words
Yeah,
in
but
my
we're
mouth.
Okay,
gonna move on.
okay,
But let me make my last
so I'm
statement.
gonna-
Let me make my last statement.
I'm
I
gonna say
understand
no,
with
no,
you.
Charlie. We're gonna finish with this. You've
Yeah, but let
talking.
me
You've
make
made
my
your
last
point.
statement.
Let me make my point.
Yes.
Let me make my point.
You've already made your point.
I'm gonna say from what I took from what the two of you were saying, this man was doing the work of God. So he's a good guy for doing the work of God, going out there and saving people. That's what you guys are saying. Ivy and I are gonna believe that he's a monster. We're gonna believe that he's a rapist, that he's not a good man of God because
I don't know
he's
if he's
doing
rapist.
sexual stuff. I'm gonna believe that.
Yes.
And this is gonna lead into my next story, which is gonna be about Dr. Churchill, a man who has a stand, who has a platform, and is using it for positiveness in his community. That's what the next story is going to be. Now, we're going to talk about this because this man, Churchill, well, when I first heard about him, he is the husband of Tonto DK. And the first time I heard about him, I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. Like, what's going on? Like, I was hearing all these stories about him cheating on his wife. She came out with a video on YouTube abusing her, and all this other stuff. But then all of a sudden, a couple of months later, now every story I hear about him is so good. It's so positive.
What do you mean?
He was invited by the president of Liberia to come into Liberia. I mean, this is just like, he's a philanthropist.
Wow.
He also recently received a youth award from an organization in Nigeria. He has donated fire trucks, which I think is very important. Remember the other day we were talking about the story in Sierra Leone where they don't train people for emergencies and they don't have enough equipment. This guy has taken his own money, donated fire safety equipment, fire safety lessons.
Has he been doing it recently, or has he always been doing it?
I think he's always been doing
I don't
it.
think so. I just feel I think the whole drama and the breakup story and everything has made him get to the epiphany that he has to clean his name by doing good things. He's always been rich anyway. So why is he on the news today? Because he's been rich for so many years.
He has been rich for a long
So
time.
why am I hearing it today? That's my own. So I just
But
feel he's
he-
trying to clean his name.
Okay.
Because about the story with Tonto DK, I don't know all about it, but I know that for certain, before he got married to Tonto, he had someone else in his life, you know. And Tonto got pregnant, and he had to get married to her to save her name. So I just feel he's just trying to clean his name. What he's doing is good. I don't care if he has a bad destiny.
You know what
He's
is-
changing people's lives.
you know
But
what is funny?
If
I'm
you
sitting
want to
here-
do something, do it really from the heart,
You know
not
what's-
because you want to clean your
I
name.
understand you. You know what's funny? I'm sitting here and thinking, and I'm like, this story and the story we were saying before is the same thing.
Right.
This is a man with a past, and now he's doing something good.
And you're judging
but
the
right
other
now,
one for his
you're
past.
saying, let's focus on that because he's doing something positive. This is the story before
Thank you.
was a man that did bad things, and now he's doing something positive. But you don't want us to talk about that, but you want us to talk about him. Oh, because what? He's rich now, and he has a red, white, and blue thing around his neck.
And
so
he's
we're
been
supposed to talk
invited
about
by
him.
the Liberian
Please.
president. Come on.
I
Please.
mean, my opinion,
It could honestly, because I think Tonto really, her coming out with the abuse story and showing video, she had pictures, she had video, and
He
then
beat the
now suddenly
crap
he's
out of
doing,
that woman.
He really did
Beat
beat
her.
I don't
Yeah,
care.
so
Oh,
I-
but
I
you're
don't
giving a
think
couple
about
of dollars to people,
I
so
don't think-
so okay.
I don't think we should praise
Alright.
him though. To me, I just feel like
Because
thank
he's
you,
doing
thumbs up.
this
You're doing a
now.
good job though. I like what he's doing, but it's for a reason.
He's
It's
been
amazing.
rich for a very
thing.
long time.
It's the same thing. And
well,
if he's doing
I'm
that,
just
good
gonna,
for him. Good for him, and
I'm
God is
just
using
gonna say
him
that
to do that.
From what I've seen about him on
Yeah.
social media and in the blogs, he always has done good deeds for people in Nigeria and people in Ghana. Maybe it's just now coming out because now he's become public. He's
Yeah,
become
his
more
own name.
famous because of that incident. That's going to be number one. Number two, in terms of what happened in their marriage, I think only the two of them really know what went down, because she was always out saying, he bought me a car, he did this, he did that, and then all of a sudden he's abusing you.
You can't fake photos, but okay, so that's the thing about social media world and our lives and celebrities. We hold celebrities up to a certain standard, and especially in Nigeria, they have a pressure to feel like, oh, we have a family, because that's marketable. Like, if you have a family, a strong family union, people judge you on that. They think that you are a real woman if you can keep your family together. You are this. So for her to show these pictures, yeah, she showed the photos of her family and all this stuff, but it doesn't mean that she wasn't abused.
But have you also seen his? I'm not gonna say if she was abused or not, because I wasn't in the relationship.
Photos, man,
but
and
I
video.
also saw an interview of him where he also had videos of her being violent as well. So that's why I'm saying that there's always two sides to every story.
I feel like if somebody showed me a video or picture of them with black eyes as an adult who was beating up another adult, probably their spouse or somebody.
Because there's also like her being arrested in Ghana for domestic abuse and all this stuff. Because it's similar to the Tiwa Savage story. I mean, I just say the facts as it is. Tiwa Savage came out saying that she was abused, she was this, she was that, but then she got back with the guy and then didn't make it public that she was back with the guy.
But Rihanna, remember, even if flipping up Rihanna was
Chris
definitely
Brown
abused.
spoke about it
and
this
then,
week. Imagine how many years after.
and
he regretted it because he said, yes, I did it, and I feel like a
But everybody knows that
she did it. Everybody knows that he did it. But
but
Rihanna got back with him, and everyone knew that.
But it also, but Chris
sometimes,
Brown,
you have a soft spot for somebody.
But Chris Brown also says in the thing that Rihanna hit him first, right?
Yeah, sometimes.
I mean, you shouldn't put your hands on anyone.
Yeah.
So if you hit T-Money and he hits you back.
So it's acceptable if somebody hits me and then I hit them and then they throw me out of a car? Come on.
No, but what I'm saying is, okay, if you hit T-Money and he hits you back and you get a black eye, he's an abuser.
For the records, I don't do that.
I mean, I'm just saying, everybody should keep their hands to themselves. I don't think a wife should hit a husband and a husband shouldn't hit a wife.
The way you're describing it, it's kind of like, how little children, I don't know if you picked up of course you have a child. Children kind of hit you in the face. So then I'm going to hit my child. Like, no.
Yeah, I mean,
oh
what do
my
you mean?
God.
If I hit you, you're not going to hit me back?
If somebody who is 10 pounds is going to hit, how much is Rihanna? 100 and something? Like 100?
Yeah, but we're all human beings and we're all emotional. And Rihanna even spit in Chris Brown's face.
Okay.
I mean, how can you spit on someone's child and expect for them not to react?
What is this? What is going on? What is happening here?
How can you? Yeah, how can you
really?
spit? If I spit in your face, you're just gonna walk away?
Yes.
I think about different kind of people. We have this like.
I mean, if someone spits in my face, I'm not walking away.
No, listen.
I don't care who, but I'm not walking away.
What is going
You
on?
can't spit in my
approach to
face.
stuff like that to abuse.
You have to walk away because that affects you later. Imagine you you know what? That means that you have no self-control.
And you know what? I'm going to get into that. The only reason why I would walk away is if I don't want the person to know that they have that much self-control over me. That's the only reason why I would walk away. But let's be realistic. Let's just be realistic. 99% of the population, you spit on your face, they're not walking away. Like, we're going to be realistic here. Yeah, you can't just spit on someone and expect the person to turn around and walk away.
If a 3-year-old punches me in the face, I'm not going to slap that 3-year-old back.
Oh, come on, not a 3-year-old.
But I'm saying that's the force some women have. A 3-year-old and a man.
We are deviating from the story, though.
Okay,
we are deviating from the story. But if I have to chip in on what you guys were talking about, my thing is don't hit anybody.
Yeah,
I understand. Don't hit nobody. Like me, I don't hit nobody. And because I don't hit nobody, nobody hits me back.
You guys do also recognize that people are abused. Like people are abused, and they literally said words to this person, and this person attacked them.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That's not acceptable.
It's not acceptable. But if you hit me, prepare for what's coming.
Yeah.
Don't hit me.
That's my point.
Don't hit me. I'm not gonna hit you. There's no problem. But once you hit somebody, right, and the person hits you back, please don't be surprised. Don't come and sit over here and ask why I was hit.
I'm with
like,
Charlie.
don't hit nobody and you wouldn't get hit.
This one.
That's it. I don't care who you are because people use it as an excuse to hit you and then you all bruised up.
So sometimes people use it as an excuse to so let's say a girl, some woman is dating a guy and she slaps him and then he punches her and then he throws her down the stairs and he picks her up.
That's what is going to show you not to hit anybody because you don't know what. Listen,
I'm not saying it's equal, but you should never hit anyone. You should never.
It's
like bringing a gun to a
That's
fight.
why.
So don't bring the fight. Why are you fighting?
It's not a fair world. It's not. Nobody's said it's
Charlie's
a fair
right
world.
about that.
It's not a fair world. That's why you don't go out there to hit anybody.
Don't assume that most people who are
That-
abused, they hit
first.
somebody
No.
first.
No,
Okay,
no,
I'm
we're not
not
saying that.
assuming.
Nobody
I'm
said
not,
that.
I'm not assuming. I'm
Nobody's
not look.
saying that.
All right,
You said
let's go back to the
Chris Brown said
topic.
that Rihanna
Let's
hit him first, so he threw her out of the car and punched her a couple times. Come
Okay,
on.
okay. Let's go back. Okay, let's go back to the story.
Okay, that's true. I've lost count.
I cannot sit here and say who started what, whatever. I am not in anyone's marriage, whether it was this marriage, Rihanna,
Exactly.
Tiwa. I'm not in anyone's marriage. I just know things according to fact. And the fact is, Tiwa Savage showed this awesome marriage and then all of a sudden claimed this horrible thing that
She
he was on
has to
drugs,
show that
everything.
marriage.
Hold on a second. How come when she got back with him, she didn't make it public? How come she didn't do
She
an
was
interview?
embarrassed.
Hold
There's a
on
lot
a
of
second.
pressure.
How come she do an interview and say, you know what, I know what he did was wrong, but he's going to counseling, he's trying to be a better man. You hit it. Fact one. Fact two, we're going to go to the Tonto case. She came out with her, because through what we're talking about, I went on YouTube and I researched the story.
I think
She
she
came
broke
out
it
with
on
her
Instagram
story.
first.
She came out with her story. He came out with his story. And when I look at both stories, I mean, I can't say that he was 100% abusive to her. I'm just saying from reading both stories. Because he had evidence. He had CCTV camera footage. She has, he said, she said, he has footage. He has a police report that she was arrested
But you know,
for being
sometimes
violent.
just because you're smarter than the other person doesn't mean, like, some people, like,
And
are
we also realize that we're talking about Tonto, right? Bad girl Tonto.
just, oh, that's her
Ivy,
reputation.
I understand what you're saying.
I mean, I'm
that
just
it's not
saying.
fair if somebody.
fair.
Hold on.
Yeah, because there's always
What
two
I'm
sides
saying,
of
what
the
I'm
coin.
saying,
Yeah, I'll let you
let me
land.
finish. Let me land so we can move on because we're spending a lot of time on this topic. Well, I understand what you're saying, that it's not fair if somebody hits you and then you go in on the person. It's not fair. But the lesson from this should be: do not hit anybody. If you don't hit anybody, nobody's gonna. There's a big chance that nobody's gonna hit you back. That's it. That should be the lesson.
So in conclusion, it's about Churchill. So whatever he's doing for everybody in Africa, thumbs
Good.
up,
God is using
right?
him. Good.
Yeah.
So what do we have next? What are the blacks saying?
Number 4. I don't know if you guys have heard about this popular South African rapper we call Casper Nyovest.
I never heard of
No,
him.
please enlighten me. Oh, is that a
He's
breakfast?
been on the Breakfast Club.
Yeah. That's dope.
Like he's so big right
Look at
now.
Charlemagne.
I
He
met
done went from
Charlemagne.
dark skin
Cool
to light
guy.
skin.
Don't come for him.
I love
Hi,
Charlemagne. I'm
sis.
his
Hi,
biggest
sis.
fan. I'm his big. Hi, sis.
I
Did you
guess
just call
what,
him
Angela,
sis?
he's flying red like you, bro.
I'm shady,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
Casper Nyovest came to New York a week ago, and he was in the Breakfast Club show on
Nice,
Monday.
nice.
He was interviewed about his musical career and everything, and there was something important that he said that really made me feel like Africans are underestimated, or we're underestimated. Like sometimes they kind of claim the glory and they don't acknowledge Africans.
Yes.
Like the Afrobeat evolution, right? So
praise.
in 2015, he did a very big concert which was called Fill Up the Dome. It was like the biggest hip hop concert in South Africa. 20,000 people came.
Wow.
And there was a beautiful stage idea that he brought. He was the first to do it, whereby he came from the ceiling down. So there was a big stage that brought him down, and everybody loved it. And in 2016, Kanye West did the Pablo concert.
Terror, yeah.
Right? And in this concert, Kanye West used exactly the same stage idea to come down to his fans. And Kanye made some statement about people copying his ideas, and he was the first to do it, and people copying it and stealing his ideas. So people thought Kanye brought the idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
There are even some dance steps that hip hop artists do, and they got it from Africa. Some people
Of
were saying
course.
the dab started from Fela, stuff like that. So my take on this is, Africans are always like put under. When we come up with new things, the Americans research them, pick them up, and make it their own.
I
It's
agree
always
with you
been like that.
100%.
Yeah.
It's
You
always
know,
been like
isn't
that.
it called culture? Isn't there a word for it, culture appropriation or
Yes.
something like that? That's the word
Yeah.
for it. And it doesn't only happen with music, which it happens with a lot of like
Fashion, a whole lot of
fashion.
things.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I believe, is it Louis Vuitton? There's a very, very high-end company that's being sued by one of the African tribes because literally their
started in
entire
Africa.
collection every season is like they copy they wear the white paint and the big piercings. I forgot the name of it, but
No,
this
I
made
can't
it all over. I mean, this happens. It's been happening too much.
Yeah.
But another reason is, like us Africans, we're not copywriting and trademarking things.
Exactly.
Like I believe Kente should be trademarked. I believe certain Ankara prints should be trademarked. I mean, like I walked in a store in the city the other day and they were selling like an Ankara chair for like $2,000, and I'm like, dude, you don't even have like. Exactly. But imagine if Ankara was copyrighted. That would mean that a percentage of that 2,000 would be coming back to Africa where all of these things have started. So I think he's very right, and I think that as Africans, we
And the
need
evidence is even there, 2015, 2016,
Yeah,
but yet
exactly.
people won't acknowledge him.
Yeah, of course. And no one is going to acknowledge it till he becomes bigger than Kanye.
Exactly. But that's what's amazing what's happening right now is the fact that he can go on this breakfast
Breakfast
show and
Club,
talk
right?
about, look,
It's a big thing.
this is what happened. And I have video, I have stuff like from 2015, and then here's Kanye's. And so I think that's what's happening now. More as we know, we can walk around the streets and we see all these African designs everywhere, and then African art everywhere, all these things. Now Africans are calling out those people, because a couple of weeks ago, there was this German artist who literally, there's these Nigerian heads, these old Nigerian heads, and he literally just, he literally made it into gold and just copied it in his whole art collection. His whole art collection. And
Imagine.
as if in 2017, no one's gonna call him out, talking about he got it from God. No, you didn't.
Gucci, there's a Gucci also like copied something recently. They were called out on it.
Exactly.
The
I love it
biggest
now.
person on that is Kim Kardashian. I mean, let's talk about cornrows. Cornrows is a big fashion trend in Africa. It's always been. We rock braids all the time. Kim Kardashian started rocking braids. And Vogue and everywhere was like, oh,
picked it
new
up. And
trend
it became a
by
new
Kim
trend.
Kardashian. I'm like, what? Like even by them saying that Kim Kardashian made thick women sexy. What are you talking about? African
It's
women are
always been.
sexy.
Exactly.
They've always been in voluptuous, and our men love it, you know? But
It's always been like that. Listen, our dance moves,
Yeah.
Our especially
the
dance moves,
songs,
the
the
dance moves.
beats,
The sound,
a lot of
everything.
things. A lot of things generate. Whether you want to agree or disagree, it generates from Africa.
That's
It's
right.
like
Yeah.
the
Like-
motherland of everything.
And that's why I love Beyonce, because she
Yeah.
actually give credit. Like
She does.
she
Yeah.
will bring the
Yeah.
person,
She
the person
yeah, that
who
the poems, with the Nigerian
the poem, but
The
also
dancer.
the dancers,
You know what
and
she
also
said?
the paint.
You
The
know
guy
what
who
she
did her,
said?
Yeah, that
the
was a
paint.
Nigerian
Listen,
guy.
Yeah.
you know what she
Okay.
said? Because there are great choreographers here that could teach her how to do the dance, but she was like, no. I want to fly these people in. I
She
want to feel the
does.
energy. I want, I want the
She
authentic.
will give
that's
credit,
she's
and I love that.
She's a black woman. She's highly educated and she's enlightened, and that's why she'll do that.
Yeah.
But like that's the same thing
But
I
I
was
think she
saying
just
with
respects the craft.
that too.
Yeah,
That too.
respect
But you know what I'm
the craft.
hoping and praying for? I'm hoping and praying that like when an Afrobeat artist and a Hollywood artist, do something, I want us to say the Hollywood guy made it. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, oh, Kanye, you made it. You made a song with Wizkid.
Oh, I like
Kanye,
that.
you made it.
Charlie, I
and
love
not
it.
and not Wizkid,
yeah.
you made it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we're hoping for that.
Yeah,
But in the
I
comments,
definitely agree with
yes,
that.
in the comments, let us know about what you think about these topics. AfricanBlogsSay, we always bring you the hottest views. Thank you guys so much. This was so much fun.
Yeah, this was fun.
MinaTV,
Very passionate.
AfricanBlogsSay.
Thanks for watching, and if you liked this episode, don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. See you next time.